guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad everyone stopped by today because today is the day we are finally doing that surprise Pokemon project. I am so excited. I've been waiting to do this like for weeks now. You guys were guessing which Pokemon I was going to be doing and 2 of you guys got it right. I'm doing a giant Snorlax plush. Actually, if you notice what I'm sitting on is a giant beanbag, I'm actually turning this into Snorlax. We're going to make basically a pillowcase. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys how to do the sewing for the project, and then we will cut back and we will try and squeeze this into Snorlax and mess around with him for a little bit and show him off. Anyways, my little helper's falling asleep right now, so we should probably get started on the project. Okay, first thing we're going to do is cut out our fabric. I'm going to start with the circle for the belly. Okay, now I'm going to work on Snorlax's back. This needs to have a slip in it because I need a place to open up so I can put the beanbag inside of him. To do this, I'm going to fold my pattern for the circle in half and then add a little bit to it. That way I can have the fabric overlap. So I'm going to make 2 half circles. Now to make sure that Snorlax isn't like super flat, I'm going to make him like a strip to go around the sides of him. So this is going to be measured out pretty long. It's kind of off camera too. Now I'm cutting out the fabric for his head. And then I'm going to cut out the fabric for his arms. And finally, I'm going to cut out the fabric for the feet and the face. Okay, first thing I'm going to sew is these little claws that I made for Snorlax. They're just basically little triangles made out of white fabric. So I'll get these sewn up and then we'll start on different parts of the body. Okay, now I'm going to work on Snorlax's arms. Snorlax has 5 claws on his hand, so I'm going to pin these to the fabric and then lay the other layer of fabric over that and pin the whole arm together. I'm going to get that sewn up real quick. Okay, you'll notice that I have a hole that I cut out on the arm. This is to flip it inside out and to also sew it to the body of Snorlax. Okay, on to Snorlax's face. This fabric's a little thin, so I'm going to put another layer of white fabric under it so that the green fabric doesn't start showing through. So I'm going to pin this together and then pin it to the fabric for the face. The next step is to finally give Snorlax a face. I sewed 2 teeth for Snorlax. I did this the same way that I sewed his claws, and I'm going to sew them onto the fabric. And then I made strips of felt that I'm going to glue onto the fabric for the eyes and for the rest of the mouth. After I have the cream color of Snorlax's face sewn on, I can then start sewing the back half of his head to the front half. So we're going to get that pinned up and we're going to sew that together. Okay, next step is to do Snorlax's feet. It's similar to how we did the arms. I'm going to pin 3 of his claws onto each foot, because that's how many claws Snorlax has, and I'm going to sew around the base of the foot. I did the same thing with cutting a hole so I can flip it out. Again, this is going to be used to sew the foot to the body. Okay, now I'm cutting a hole on the strip of fabric that we're using for Snorlax's sides. This is in the center of that strip, and that's where I'm going to attach his head. For Snorlax's back, I'm pinning both of the flat edges of the half circles so that there's no like shredded edges or anything like that, and I'm going to then sew the 2 circles together. Okay, you can see how the back half of Snorlax is looking. It's got the nice slip, that way we can put the beanbag chair inside of him. Now back to the arms. I'm going to stuff the arms and then sew along the circle that I have opened. I'm going to tighten that circle, that way it's in place so I can sew along it and connect it to the body. I'm doing the same thing with the feet as well. Now I'm going to add the chest to Snorlax by attaching it to the front of his face. And now I'm going to sew on the arms of Snorlax to each side of that strip that his head is connected to. This is basically how I have his arm connected to that strip of fabric. I ended up pinning them together and then cutting that hole, that way I can use the sewing machine to cut along it. Then I'm going to sew that hole back in place so the stuffing stays in the arm. Okay, so far this is how Snorlax looks. I have his belly sewn along the strip of his sides, and I have his arms and head on. Next we're going to have to add his feet. I'm laying out his foot on the table and then I'm going to rest the fabric where I want his foot to be. I'm going to pin that together and then cut the little circle out. That way I can sew it and then we'll sew the circle back on. After attaching his feet, the only thing I need to do is add his back to the piece, and then he'll be all done. Okay, this is how Snorlax looks right now. He's all finished up, and we just need to add him to the beanbag chair. Okay guys, as you can see, Snorlax is all finished. Now we just need to put him on the beanbag chair to see how he looks. Okay, Snorlax is finally on the beanbag. We'll see how he looks. Might need a little straightening out. Okay, and this is basically our Snorlax giant plush. He looked so freaking chunky. I think in retrospect, I would probably next time make a bigger head. I really didn't think he would look this fat. You like the Snorlax, big boy? You can't eat him though, right? Oh, you're okay. Come here. Come here. Okay, it's Axel's turn. Don't eat him. Now. You stepped in my ear. Yeah, he's a good boy. Good boy. Okay guys, that'll be it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to make. If so, make sure you leave me a like and leave Axel a like too. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you catch more of my videos, and I will see you guys next time.